Close the door, please. Hey. Hey, you guys. How are you? It is Winning Wednesday. Yes, we are here. Hey, Megagram. Ayoma. Let's see. Hey, KT32. I think you're new. I don't remember seeing that name before. So it is Winning Wednesday, you guys. So I am on here. If you do not know who I am, if this is your first time on here, I am Myrrie Hayes, also affectionately known as the Group Home Queen. Hey, LJ. Yeah, so y'all come on in here. I'm getting things together. I was running a little behind. I had cleaners and carpet cleaners and towel cleaners and everybody in my house today. So I'm a little thrown off and I'm tired. I don't know why I'm so tired today. All I did was a bunch of Zoom calls. People were booking calls. I had back-to-back calls today. I am not complaining because I love what I do, but I'm just filling you guys in as you guys come in. Hey, Madeline. Hey, my favorite nurse. And, hey, I like it that way. Hey. So, yeah, I am not complaining over how my day went. I'm just sharing with you guys some little chit chat, little chit chatter. Hey, so I had a full day today. Woke up to house cleaners in my home, carpet cleaners, towel cleaners. Got that all together. I feel better. My house is all fresh and new. It's not new, but it smells pretty new. And so I was running a little bit behind. I looked up. I said, oh my God, it's 6 o'clock. And I was doing Zoom calls back to back today. I even had people like texting me and, hey, I was on the Zoom call. Okay, one call. Because Zoom, when people schedule, Zoom makes one specific link for each appointment. And so sometimes I will not think and I'll be on Zoom, but it's not the right Zoom. I have to log off the Zoom I'm in and get into the new Zoom with the new people. And that's just for privacy because I don't want people coming into the Zoom while you're on it. So that's how I have my stuff set up to where each person gets a new Zoom link. So let me see. Hey, I am not your toy. How you doing, lady? How's Cleveland? How's the weather in Cleveland? Your favorite nurse said, clean, organized house equals organized mind. So true. And I have been so laser focused, so organized because I have all these pieces that I'm dealing with. And so I have really been trying to hone down on different things. I've finished reading a book and now I'm like, okay, I'm listening to this book. And so I'm learning new techniques and ways to focus and to, start my day. So one thing that I do now, just because I'm trying to holistic finances, mind, body, soul, all of that. And so one thing that I do now that I implement is when I wake up in the morning, I count the money in my purse. And I keep track of every single dime I spend. Y'all, I spend a lot of money. And I didn't even realize that. I have to keep track of everything. Even when I give people money on the street, I'm supposed to keep track of it. It's a lot. I didn't even realize And a lot of my stuff is automatic. And so I didn't realize, like when I go to charge my car or whatever, like if I'm not at home and I'm driving or whatever and I charge my car, it just comes out. I just plug my car in and it does what it does. Well, I went back and looked and I'm like, wow, that's how much it costs to charge my car. So I'm learning things about myself, you guys. I learned today too. I've been paying for this insurance policy, a term insurance policy that I thought I had canceled. So it's all these things that I am finding out by being more focused and more like in tune with what's going on, because it's easy to go about life with automatic payments. You don't really know what you're paying on your bills. But when you sit down and you look at that, you can kind of realize. And I know people say you can't save your way to wealth. I'm not trying to cut costs your way to wealth. And I'm not trying to do that. What I'm trying to do is to have a holistic, focused life. And that's what I'm doing. So in that, I have to stop being so nonchalant about things just like this. And I have a new insurance policy that I set up over a year ago. And I thought I canceled this other policy, but they've been charging me for both. Yeah. So just all of that, it's like, no, it's time. I got to think about the small things, because what does the Bible say? It's the small foxes that spoil the vine. So I got to think about all of that. Hey, I'm just talking as y'all come in, y'all. I'm talking. Hey, Derek. Hey, Tina. Hi. Hey, Rochelle Holmes. Yeah, so I'm just chit-chatting with the MH gang. I said I'm going to start calling y'all that. The MH gang. The people that meet me here on Winning Wednesday. Y'all the MH gang. Can y'all put MH gang? Put hashtag MH gang in the comments for me. If you are part of the MH gang, go ahead and put it in the comments for me, okay? It's raining like crazy. This doggone, I had my daughter make me a cup of coffee. But this doggone hurricane or whatever, who is it? It's one of the president wives. What's her name? Hillary? Hurricane Hillary? I think that's what it's called. So Hurricane Hillary cutting up all over. It was cloudy in Arizona the last couple of days, but today when I got up, it was sunny again. Because I be telling God, I ain't signed up for this. I'm in Arizona. The sun needs to shine every day. Even though it's hot, I want the sun to shine. Just makes you happier when the sun is shining. Hey, Krista. Krista, if you could pin my YouTube channel in here, I would appreciate it. If you could put it in the comments, and then that way I can pin it. Hey, Love Ash Bash. Hey, Noah. Hey, Miss Nixon. All right. Oh, okay. So thank you, Derek. Thank you. Look at Derek thinking about me. Hey, Lena. So y'all part of the MH gang. Thank you, you guys. So Rochelle Holmes, Derek, and Tina. Hey, Megagram. Megagram, are you in town yet? Tell me what's going on. Give me an update. Did you get that access number? Yes. Hey, so that is my YouTube channel now, y'all. If y'all have not subscribed to my YouTube, make sure you go subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay? Just click on that link right there and subscribe. So tonight, we're going to get into it. Tonight, we're going to go over, this is what people have to realize. This is what you have to realize. In business, everything ain't all pretty and rosy and just nice and wrapped up with a bow in it, on it, and all of that. Sometimes things get a little rough. Oh, thank you, LJ. Hey, let a girl try. Oh, MH gang. Okay. Hey, SeaWorld. Megagram, he said, I am in Cancun, still waiting for access. I hear you. Go ahead and travel. Travel while you got a chance. All right. So, like I said, getting into the group home business. Okay. So, things ain't always perfect, pretty, wrapped in a bow. You know what I mean? One of them gift boxes or bags or whatever. It don't work out like that. Okay, so you want things to be in order in your group home. You want for things to be right. Hey, Shanty. So there's things that you have to do in order to be right. Okay? That being said, you gonna need some paperwork. You need to have paperwork when you're running a group home. You just can't be out here doing anything, not showing nobody no paperwork, not having people sign no contracts, not doing anything, not having rules posted. You cannot, well, you can if you want a lot of chaos. And believe me, I got somebody in my head right now that is running a group home and it's chaotic. Every day just about something is going on. And you know why? Because they don't have no parameters, no rules, nothing set up. Now, you can either have, when people come to my group home, people are like, oh my God, your group home is, people are so calm and cool and collected. But then you look on my walls and there's stuff everywhere. They have snacks timed. They have medication times. They have dinner times. They have rules and regulations posted. They have all of their rights posted. There's all these things that I put in place. So a lot of times people don't even have to ask. And if they do ask, when I used to work in the home, I would point. Do you see what rule number 3 says? Read rule number 3 to me. And then they would read it. I say, well, that answers your question. So a lot of stuff could be cut out if you have the right paperwork set up in your business. Okay? Somebody put paperwork in the chat. If y'all can hear me, if y'all feeling what I'm saying, put paperwork in the chat. Go ahead. I'm going to wait. I want to see. I want to see if y'all listening. Somebody, hey, PT Resilience, somebody put paperwork in the chat. All right, Krista's listening. Krista said paperwork. Modeling. Tina Marie. Tina, you should know. Tina Lim just got their house set up. You already know. Rochelle Holmes just got a house set up. Y'all already know you need paperwork. Thus works for me because I need order. That's it. That's right. Megagram, you about to have a house up and running. You definitely need paperwork. And your favorite nurse, you know you need some paperwork. Yes, Derek, paperwork. You need it. Because you can't run an efficient group home. You can't run a peaceful group home without having the right paperwork. So like I said, things that you need to have in place. You want to have things like resources and phone numbers and things. Community phone numbers where people, if they feel like they need to reach out for someone. Or like crisis numbers if you're doing a behavioral health home. So you always want to have some type of form up with resources. So that client always knows if in case of emergency or in case you need assistance, call these numbers. And it could be the 211 in some states, 411. It could be something like that. It could also be, like I said, behavioral health crisis centers. It could be the nearest hospital. It could be things like that you set in place. Then you can also go a step further and have something in their room. if you feel like this, call this person. Or these are numbers that you can call. And it may be family members, that elderly people can reach out and call if they feel like they need somebody to talk to. But you want to have that in place so people can always know if something ain't going right in this group home, I can reach out to these people. You know why? Because it gives people peace of mind to know that you're not the end all. Because it's going to come a time where you're going to run into a client that there's some type of conflict. So you always want them to feel like you're open and honest with them. You're open. You're giving them the numbers of people to call if something happens. So set that in place so you don't have to be, hey, if you need this, this is who you call. Put it up on the wall. That way they already know this is who they can call. Okay? Let me go back. Oh, Miss Mixon says, absolutely. Paperwork in effect. Yes, yes. LJ said paperwork. Hey, G Bonnie. So Derek says, is that something you help with in your mentorship program? Yes, I do. I do help with things like that. I tell you guys, specific things to set up. I also, I think, Rochelle Holmes can attest to this. I also will share, with people in my mentorship, I share paperwork, that the actual paperwork that I have. I share the documents. So all you got to do is plug and play, put your logo in there, and bam, you have the same documents that I have in my home. And you don't have to use everything that I use, but if you want to use it, you have that opportunity to use it. So yeah, so the mentorship, good question, Derek. The mentorship does open you up to my resources, to ask me any questions, to get suggestions, depending on what type of home you're doing, because I have people in my mentorship that are doing different types of home. It's not just one type of home. So yeah, so good question. Thank you. So, hey, Mooding. Hey, YDC. Oh, Rochelle Holmes said definitely, and thank you. Yeah, because that is the type of things that I do share with people because I want you to be set up right. All right, so things that you want to have posted too is if you're a licensed home, you need to have paperwork saying you're a licensed home. I mean, that in most states, that's a requirement. That paperwork needs to be posted up on the wall. You need to let people know that you are a licensed home, which means you are regulated. Okay. If you're an unlicensed home, you want to have things like your permit to function, to let people know I'm legal, because people will come in a licensed group home. I'll say I've experienced it before. Not all licensed homes. So I wouldn't say like a licensed home, like a senior home or something like that. But if you're doing something where you're just like renting beds, sometimes people will say stuff like, I'm going to tell on you, or I'm going to do this. You post that paperwork, they already know you legit. You going to tell on who? My stuff is, I've checked zoning. I have my certificate of occupancy. I have everything that I need. And you post it so they know. Put it in a little, what they call them, those little page protectors, but post it. Okay, so things like that. Let me see. Hey, group home boss. Y'all know my eyes, I gotta focus. Krista said, also you can click the link in her bio and go. Oh, okay. Krista's letting people know. Krista is my assistant, y'all. So she's posting links. She's telling you guys you can go on the bio and book a call. She's telling you different things. So sorry, I'm reading her stuff too. So also things that you want to make sure that you have as far as paperwork. You need to have some type of admission packet. You just can't have people coming into the home and it's all willy-nilly. Like I said, I know somebody experiencing that right now where they have a group home and it's running crazy. Because when they came in, did you sit down and have an admissions packet to have them sign anything to say this is your month to month, or this is, whatever type of lease that you're going to have? Did you have any paperwork to say these are the rules and have them sign off on the rules? Did you have any paperwork to say this is how I want to get paid? This is how my payment should come. Check, cashier's check, credit card, whatever you take. Did you have paperwork to have them sign? These are the type of things that you guys need to have. You need to have some type of admissions packet to tell you what is needed, what is needed and what is required of that tenant. If you don't, how do they know what to expect? How can you get mad when they're not paying you the way? What if they're trying to write you a regular check and you already said it in the paperwork that they signed that they were supposed to do a cashier's check? Then you can go back. That's why I like having people sign stuff. You can refer back and say, do you not remember that you signed this? I did that with somebody. I had to pull a contract on somebody, a vendor that was working for me. But I had the contract. So he said everything he wanted to say. He was pleading his case in this. And I said, okay, I'll listen. And he said, okay, so we're going to do it my way. I'm just ad-libbing because I don't want to tell y'all. And I said, well, no. According to this contract you signed, you're going to do it my way. So you got to let people know you got things to refer back to. That's another thing I do with my clients when they come into the house. They know, even though the state is paying for my services, you have to pay me up to 30% of your income. Now, I do a cap on it. I do a cap at $300. So it's not a lot, but I don't want somebody, because we do an assessment in my home. We do an assessment before they come. We get on Zoom. We go over the rules with them. We get them to say, okay to the rules. We tell them how much they're going to pay. And then when they come to the house, some people have amnesia. Well, guess what? Admission packet. So when they come, we sit them down again and go over basically everything we went over on that Zoom call. Because we don't want me in my house. I don't know how other people run their house, but I don't want confusion in my homes. I want people to know what is expected of them, and I want them to know what we are going to do. Okay? So that's why you have that paperwork, that documentation, and you have them sign it. Now, sometimes in my business, because it's behavioral health, they may have a guardian. That guardian is required to come to the home when they admit and sign that paperwork, because that guardian is my actual client. Not a power of attorney, none of that. Not a payee. The guardian is my client. So understand this. Understand who needs to be signing the paperwork too, okay? So let's see. Let me go back. So Giovanni says, when starting a group home business, what's the best business structure to have? I can't really advise you on that. I listen to my lawyer. I can't give legal advice. All I can tell you is my experience. My businesses were set up as LLCs. We are registered with the IRS as an S Corp. That's just what I did in my business. You're not trying to get me in trouble, Giovanni, because sometimes my lawyer jump on these Zooms. And I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to do things correctly, decently in order. Hey, Windblow. Hey, Twan. Hey, Eminence. All right. So Derek says, what if they are mentally challenged? It is harder to come up to an understanding. And that's where the guardianship comes in. A lot of people that don't have the mental capacity to sign documents on their own, some of them, now I'm going to tell you, I done had clients that they won't sign due to their mental capacity. They won't sign anything. I've had 2 clients in all my years. They would not sign any documents, and they didn't have a guardian. Well, guess what? Their case manager took on that responsibility, and their case manager sat down with us and signed the documents saying that they would agree to it. And their case manager knew what was expected and what, and what we were going to do. So, good question. Look at that. All right, Derek. Yeah, but a lot of people that are, not mentally able have guardians. And so, like I said, that guardian is my actual client, because anything that guardian tells me to do, I have to do it. Even if it upsets the client, I have to do it because that guardian is my client. That's just how the legal stuff works. All right. Hey, Chantel. Hey, Dimitri. Hey, I am Sasha. Nurse Groves, how you doing, girl? She said, I almost missed it. My people be working, y'all. They be working. Hey, boo-boo. All right, so Derek says, how important is it to have a legal team? A legal team as far as the clients or me? Like for me, how important it is? Right off the bat, you don't really have to have like a full legal team right off the bat. You should have someone in that capacity that you can turn to if you need advice or if you need to book like a 1-hour call, because lawyers are expensive. I've been I tell you guys all the time, I've been very, very blessed in my business life because I had someone that he was a contractor that worked on a house, and he had a lawyer, and I met the lawyer, and it's like the lawyer has been my mentor, my brother, my my confidant, and he bills us, but he don't bill us like he bill his other clients. He do send me a bill. I tell him, send me a bill every month. So when he does things, legal things, he does bill us, but it's way less, I know, than he normally bills. But I built that type of relationship with him where he'll just email me and say, hey, it's been a while. Do we need to meet? What's going on? I built that relationship with him. So I'm not saying that everybody needs a legal team, but do find somebody that you trust or someone that maybe someone else in business is using. So if you do need legal help, because you can't be out here, especially right now, I'm going to tell y'all, people will sue you over anything. People will freaking sue you over anything if you got a business right now. So be careful. Make sure you build a relationship with somebody that you can say, if I need legal advice, how much would you charge me, to sit down with you for an hour? But I've been blessed. He has actually been a very integral part of my business. And then we also have a lawyer friend that my sister went to church with, and he has sat down with us a couple of times just because we kind of wanted, when it gets in the race, because I'm going to tell you, my lawyer is a white man. I'm just putting it out. Y'all know I'm transparent with y'all. He is a white man. When it comes to something where we like, that's kind of racist, or that's something to do with race, we go to both of them because we want both perspectives. And a lot of times it matches, which is good. There's been a couple of times where it was like, a little iffy, but I'm in Arizona, y'all. I'm a black woman in Arizona. So I'm just saying look, I'm just being transparent with y'all. So like I said, Just find somebody that you can lean on if you do need legal advice. But I cannot give you legal advice on how to exactly set up your business. My lawyer told me not to. Hey, Big Duke. Windblow said, I'm listening. All right, listen. So LJ says, what other ways can you obtain a 90 days money apart from the bank? A 90 days money? I don't know. Are you on the right Zoom, LJ? A 90 days money for what? Be more specific in that question. Build on that question and let me know exactly what you want to talk about. Hey, Mama, is all of this information in your book with template examples? No, it is not. No, it is not. Everything is not in my book. Yeah, I have 2 books, 2 ebooks. One ebook is the my first book is how to become a millionaire using group homes. That was actually my first book, and then people kept coming to me saying, but how do you start a group home? And then I did how to start a group home in 90 days. So those are the 2 books, and no, none of my forms or none of that is in the book. It's just the book. Okay? All right. Nurse Gross said, my winning is getting my personal budget together. You got your budget. Good. Good. That's a step. That's a step. I was just telling them, you missed it at the beginning of the call. I was letting them know that, like, one of the things, because I'm trying to focus on holistic, healing, all of that. And so one of the things I do right now is I am accounting for every dime that I spend, and I'm finding out I'm overspending. Like I'm paying for stuff that I shouldn't even be paying for. Like an extra insurance policy I thought I canceled a couple of years ago. But anyway, so a personal budget is very important in your group home journey. You want to have your personal finances. You want to be a good steward over that, so God will multiply it. So you definitely, that's a good winning Wednesday. If you have wins, it's winning Wednesday. So if you guys got wins, throw them in there and I'll read them all. All right. So, hey, Powerful Expressions. Hey, Katus. Is there any specific type of lawyer to have? You definitely want to be dealing with somebody that deals with business. If you're thinking about doing a business, you may find in some states there might be a lawyer that may be very versed in group homes. I've had multiple, honestly, lawyers. I had lawyers that one of my lawyer friends from Kansas City referred to me because I was going through, I don't know if you guys know, but I have the LLC with the group home. I have the LLC with my consulting business. And then I have a nonprofit that has an academy and different things underneath it. So I wanted to bring the nonprofit like this and put everything underneath it. So my friend referred me to lawyers that dealt with that type of thing. And their advice, once they looked at all the pieces in play, their advice was that I had to leave it separate. Okay, so in that case, I had to seek another lawyer because the lawyer that I dealt with did not deal with nonprofits. Then also, too, the lawyer here that I deal with all the time, when I was going through a labor dispute, he doesn't specialize in labor disputes, but he found me the best lawyer in Arizona that does. So I was able to give a retainer to him and use him. So he's like my lawyer, mentor, friend, brother, like I said. So if it's something, and he told me from the get-go, if it's something that I am not great in, I'm going to get you somebody else. And that's what he's done. So he stuck to his word. So, yeah. All right. So, Madeline says, what are the best ways to get clients, and how often do you follow up with sending emails to case managers? Best ways is building relationships. That's the best way. You're going to have to build relationships. You're going to have to BOYBB. Somebody put BOYBB in the comments, okay? BOYBB. Come on, y'all. What does BOYBB mean? I think modeling is a little new. So somebody tell her what BOYBB means. Let me scroll down and see if anybody knows. Anybody know? Derek wrote BOYBB. Anybody else? This coffee is so good, y'all. Drinking coffee at 6:43. Thank you, Derek. All right. Thank you, Rochelle Holmes. Thank you, Krista. That's right. BOYBB. Be on your best behavior, okay? You're going to have to be nice. You're going to have to build relationships. You guys, I can never tell y'all how far that has taken me. And to me, it's not me like being fake. That's how I am anyway. I'm just nice to people. But sometimes you have to train people. I've had clients that were not so nice, and I had to tell them, you got to be nice to people. You can't be, talking to people crazy when you go into these agencies. But that is the best way to get referrals, is to be nice and build those relationships. And then you said, and how often do you, myself, I've built so many relationships. I send one email on Mondays. We call it the Monday email. We send it out to all the case managers, and I have a CRM, which tells me who opened it, if they clicked on it, what they clicked on. It tells me all of that. So I'm not saying y'all have to invest in that, because I use it for multiple businesses. But yeah, it's a good thing to have. Or you can keep track yourself. The only thing is, it's not going to tell you what is being receptive. We find that if we use little, what do you call it? Kind of little puns or whatever. Like if there's a hurricane, we'll put something like, don't let Hurricane Hillary get you out of, blow you away, or something like that. And those type of emails go further than us just sending Monday vacancy email. You get what I'm saying? So we have learned that little cute things like that. And we learned that from the CRM, because it tells us if people opened it. Yeah. So those are things that we do. We send out a Monday email. It has every house on it, how many vacancies, even if if we don't have not one bed open, we send that Monday email. And I said this before. I told my employees, if I die on Sunday, you better send that Monday email. That Monday email is a requirement. So, but that's all I really do now, is send that out, because I built so many relationships. Hey, LaShayla. Hey, Tamika. Hey, Camilla. All these loves. So Mama says, what is the best insurance for your group home? Best insurance as far as, be more specific so I can answer it for you. Yeah, I don't know if you're talking about insurance to put people in the home or insurance for what. So be specific for me, Mama, okay? LJ says, what other ways can you obtain a 90 days expense money apart from the bank, the state of Virginia? Oh, like I know the state of Virginia makes you have 90 days of expenses. I mean, you can borrow it if you got good credit. You can ask for your family to do a crowd fund. You can make a PowerPoint, tell people what you're trying to do. If you got numbers on what you're going to make, Sit down with some friends that got some influence, some money, or maybe some credit. Your old uncle that been working for GM for 30 years. Sit down with him and show him your plan, your strategy. This is what type of home I'm trying to do. This is how much I can bring in. This is what I can pay you back every month. So that's the type of things you got to think out the box when it comes to stuff like that. But crowdfunding is big right now. People just getting together, putting money together. I don't know. You already got the home? You trying to do Virginia? Y'all know that's on my radar right now. Hey, 11-1. Okay. Hey, Gifty. All right. Krista put the ebooks link in there if anybody's looking for it. Hey, Claudette. Got the BOYBBs here. Hey, Teresa Dixon. Yes, be on your best behavior, y'all. Hey, Trip. Score nerds. All right. Standard Elites Athletics. Hey, Beauty Pre. Hey, Barbecue Man. Hey, Mr. Winston. Let's see. We got any questions down here? I got all these people coming in. So, do you have fire and hurricane drills in your group home? Yes, we actually do. It is a requirement that you do drills in your group home. So, and we have to do them on every shift. So, I have to do them twice. And a lot of times, my executive team, my quality manager, they will show up at the house at like midnight and be like, wah, wah. So yes, we are required to do drills, and you are required to keep those documents. That's a part of the paperwork. When you do the drills, you need to be documenting who was on, shift, the people that were in the house at the time, what happened, how long did it take them to get out. You need to keep track of that, especially if you're a licensed group home. It would be nice if you're unlicensed. So just in case, if regulations change, you're already ahead of the game, So yeah, those are the type of things you do need to do in your group home, and you need to keep records. A lot of times you're supposed to save that paperwork 5 to 7 years, depending on where you're located. So you want to have good, a good filing system set up to keep track of all of that. Get you some binders and then have them filed away in different places. I mean, it's as simple as getting like a crate, and each crate has something different in it. Okay? KT32 says, why did you decide to step away from youth group homes? Whew. Here you go, about to get me to talking about these kids. Watch me start sweating. Kids group homes. First of all, kids is not my passion. I don't even like my kids. No, I'm just but I'm like, kids is not my passion. And it was hard. Dealing with mentally ill children was very hard. I couldn't deal with it. It was like, it was more property destruction and disrespect than it is with mentally ill adults. And like I always say, I'm not going to knock nobody. If that is your passion, it was not mine. And it could not hold me there. What do I always tell y'all? Go with your passion, because your passion is going to hold you there when times get hard. Kids was not my passion. And so 10 months into it, I was like, it's a done deal. Find somewhere for these kids to go, because we shutting down. And I shut that house down. It was too much for me. My homes, the state comes in once a year, maybe twice a year, if they get some bogus complaint or something like that. The state was in my house like literally every week. every week. It was like every other day sometimes. Because anything to do with a kid, they were just, and I don't know if they was just picking on me. I don't know. But they were in my house too much. For us to always be trying to do what's right, they was in my house too much. And so it was just aggravating. It was like so aggravating. And then the kids would do stuff. And then when the people would come, I would, they would be like, oh, we're going to take you away, or we're going to do this, or, sometimes we had to call the police because it was destruction of property, not just in my home. Other people, my neighbors, was tearing up their cars. It was too much. So the kids would be like, no, we don't want to go. We love it here. Then why are you doing this? I couldn't wrap my head around this, so I just had to let it go. Hey, Nurse Flo. All right. So I hope I answered your question. Just too much for me. What state do you think is the easiest to open up a licensed group home? I haven't been in every state now. That's a hard question. I would say probably Texas. Texas is pretty easy to me. Those states that I've been in. I have not been in every state, y'all. So don't think don't be like, well, what about this state? And what about this? That's how people do me when I say something about a state. They'll start naming off states. Don't do that. In my experience, Texas was the easiest. Okay. Giovanni says, what's the difference of services provided between your LLC and nonprofit? My LLC is my behavioral health group home. That's where I do my residential homes. My nonprofit is educational, training, education. So, that's the differences. Hey, Bakoyo. Hey, Kilolo. Hey, Lolo's Dream. Lolo's Dream, you just opened a home, didn't you? Hey, Jamila. Crystal, what you laughing at? PT Resilience says, do you have a licensed youth group home? No, I do not do youth. 18 and up. 18 and up, baby. That's it. I am not messing with the kids no more. It is not for me. You have to know what is for you and what is not. And the only reason why I considered doing a group home for kids is because case managers who have kids was like, oh my God, we hear such great things about you. We would love it if you would do a kids home. Please do a kids home. We have such a big need for kids. And so we were like, oh, we got this. Let's do a kids home. Shouldn't have never did it. Shouldn't have never did it. Don't let people take you out of what you know you good at. That's why I tell people now, like people will be like, do you know how to set up an IOP? Do you know how to do this? There's a lot of things I know how to do. There's a lot of things I probably done did. Will I do it for somebody else? No, because I'm staying in my lane. I do group homes. I'm staying in my lane now. People have taken me out of my lane. I've let people, ooh, pretty things, ooh, shiny. And I've lost money getting out of my lane. So guess where Myrrie stand? In her lane. All right. Hey, beauty. Oh, my goodness. Nurse Gross says, you and the kids are funny. I need that laugh tonight. Girl, I cannot explain to y'all how much I just, in my heart, when people say kids, I'll be like, oh, I cannot do a kids group home. No, I can't do it. Powerful expression. I'm interested in opening a resident home for seniors. Well, great. Just make sure you do your research. Make sure you pull your regulations in your state. And, of course, make sure you check zoning. Let's see. I am Chris. I'm laughing at you and the kids. Every time that question comes up, I crack up. Like, here she go, about to cut up. Man, it's like every live, Krista, somebody asks me about kids. Like, why you don't do kids? Or why you say you don't do kids? Or I saw on the video that you said you don't do kids. I don't do kids, y'all. Just know that. Hey, Freeland sister. All right, y'all ain't got no questions? Y'all want me to pull up some more information, things, paperwork? We on paperwork tonight. Paperwork, things you need to have, things you should have. It was a good question that came up in our Facebook group. Also, if you have not joined our Facebook group, our private Facebook group just hit 5,000 members last week. I think it was last week. I was in Kansas City, and we're very excited about that. But a question came up. I just lost the question. The question came up, do you do a background check on your clients before they come? I do not do a background check on my clients. A lot of time clients come with like a history, like a breakdown. My clients come with like a history. So you can actually read things that they've done. You know, if they've been incarcerated, what they were incarcerated for, or, you know, their medical conditions or things that they've experienced, their different behaviors. It's up to you to read that. We read those files because I want to know. It might be one line in there that says, if you pull out a pencil on this person, they will take it and stab you. What if you didn't read that? You pull out a pencil and you trying to figure out why you got stabbed. That's why you read the history on people. But as far as like a background check where I go into the system, I do background checks on my employees. I do background checks on my contractors, but I don't do paid background checks on my employees. I thought that was a good question because people don't know. If you've never worked in a group home or deal with a group home, you don't know that. So yeah, so no, I don't do background checks on my actual clients. I just read their history and make sure if you get clients that there's some type of paperwork that you require so you can know what's going on. You don't want to just be, you know, you don't just want to accept people just because you're excited about getting a client. You actually want to, even if you accept every client, I'm not saying turn people away. I'm to the point now where I can be a little choosy at who I take and things like that because I have different types of home. So when I'm trying to fill a vacancy, if I know I have someone that is has been to jail for sexual assault, then I'm going to send them to my sexual assault home. I know if this client has a calm personality, I'm going to send them to my calm home. So I can kind of be a little choosy, or I can say this person is out of our league, or this person needs a higher level of care than we can give, and I can turn them down. When you're first getting started, you may not be able to do that. But what you want to do is equip yourself. You don't want to go into things blind. You want to make sure. You might get a client that got bed sores all over their body and worms and maggots is coming out of them. Well, if you don't ask the question, or if you don't get any type of history, do you want maggots all over your bed and bed sores or whatever? No. So you tell them, no, that's a higher level of care. They need to go to a hospital or a nursing home or something. So always equip yourself by reading the file. Okay? And then, let's see. What's the Facebook group name? Krista posted the Facebook link. So if y'all look at the comments, the link is in the comments. You can click on that link. A lot of times now I just pin my YouTube channel because I really want people to tune into the YouTube channel because there's a lot of information out there and it's easy to search. Rochelle Holmes says, what system do you use for billing? For billing, I use Look, I gotta go in here and see. That's why I keep my laptop. Because understand this, you guys. I'm kind of at a point where I don't work I have worked my house. Don't get me wrong. I don't put in the work now. I put in the work. But I'm not in my house all the time. And I'm not doing billing anymore. So when y'all ask me questions, it's not that I don't know. I just got to refresh my memory. but let me go in here and see, because I can't remember right off the bat what billing system. What is it called? Blah, 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 blah. What is that called? I cannot remember. Why is my look? It'll tell you how long it's been since I billed, because it's not even coming up in my computer. But guess what? I'm gonna phone a friend. And ask what's the billing system. No, that's not it. I was about to say. Y'all hold on a second so I can get this question answered, okay? I'm going to phone a friend and find out what the billing system is, if she answers. Hey, how you doing?
All righty.
Who's this?
It's scary.
Oh, you sounded different. I thought maybe it was one of your kids. Hey, what billing?
I don't have my teeth in.
Hey, I'm on live right now, and somebody asked what billing system do we use, and I couldn't remember the name.
We use revenue performance.
That's what it is. Revenue performance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Change healthcare. Change healthcare, the revenue performance. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. All right. Bye-bye. Phone a friend. Yes. So that's my biller. Y'all see I'm the same way with everybody. But we use Change Healthcare System. That's what we use for our billing. Let's see. Group Home Millionaires. Oh, yeah. Krista posted the link, you guys, if y'all looking for the Facebook group. So Derek says, how important is the questioning on incident report? It's very important. It is very important to keep track and to get it fresh. So an incident report is, say, like if something happens, like you would do an incident report if you had someone in your home and they just went AWOL and walked out of your home. You would want to do an incident report. So you're going to you're going to tell specifically what happened. At this time on this day, this person was in their room and they were wearing a white t-shirt and blue jeans. And then all of a sudden they got upset, said this, you want to say what they say in quotations, and they ran out the front door. They proceeded to go north on blah, blah, blah street and disappeared, turning left on whatever street. You want to keep track. You want to have that documentation, because if something happens to that person, you want to know that you did everything, and then proceed to, if there's someone you need to contact, like they had a guardian, or if they had a parole officer or a case manager, you want to call them and say, this person left, and then document who you talked to. I called this agency at this time, 5 minutes after the person left, and I told them, I reported to Sandy Joe that this person had left the premises and blah, blah, blah. Everything needs to be documented, because guess what? If it's not documented, it didn't happen. Okay? person just miraculously disappeared out of your home. You gotta have documentation. So that's why the questioning on the incident report is so important. You want to answer everything to the best of your ability, and you want to answer everything detailed to cover your you know what. Hey, Fast Money, that's paperwork. That's another form of documentation. Okay, good question, Derek. Hey, the mighty Frenchies. Are you phoning? No, Esther doesn't do billing. Esther wouldn't have. It's things that Esther is great at, and it's things that Esther be like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. So no, that wasn't Esther, but I did talk to Esther today because me and her had calls all day. Yep. Hey, Dante. So Nurse Girl said documentation is always important because it's a legal record. That's right. And you have to cover yourself. You have to say, when this incident happened, we documented it. And this is who I told that I documented it. You get what I'm saying? Cover yourself. Because if you don't, and something comes back on you, you're not going to have that documentation. Hey, Perry Boss Barber. Hey, Mr. Group Homes. What was the Facebook group name again? It's called the Group Home Millionaires. Okay? The Group Home Millionaires. And I think Krista put the link up. Krista, post that link again so people that are coming in can see the link to the Facebook group. All right. So, hey, Dwayne. Mr. Group Homes. So, Derek says, do you need to have wheelchair access even if none of your clients are in a wheelchair? It depends. Is it a requirement of your state? Is it a requirement of, your township or wherever you live? A lot of cities have ADA requirements, but some don't. You might be in a small town that doesn't require it. Myself, now, I don't care. Any home that I have my maintenance guy build a ramp. All it takes is some wood, and then he covers it in that green turf stuff. That's it. You just got to measure right to make it sit right. So I always say, I'd rather have more than less, and I don't want anything to keep me from getting a client. You may get a stream of clients, and they all wheelchair. I've only had a few because a lot of mine are walkie-talkies. I think over the whole span of my business, I think I've only had 4 people in a wheelchair. But that would have been 4 people at $7,000 a month that I missed out on. And I'm the type of person, I don't like missing out on no money. So I put in a ramp every house. Everywhere I put a ramp on the back door, and I put a ramp on the front door because I want them to be able to go out the back door and the front. So, yeah, like I said, sometimes it's not required, but I always say it's only a couple of, even though wood is a little higher, my little maintenance guy told me wood is high right now. But, hey, it's all about making that money and having every opportunity to make it. Hey, Andrea. There you go. Krista posted it for you guys. Hey, Big Duke. Are there templates for all these things that need to be documented, or do you have to create your own? I do have templates. I do. Book a call. Or, you can email me and say, I want your documents. I can send you a price list. But most times people book calls, and then I go over things with them, and then I send them my price list. So I don't just like my price list floating around, because people be trying to come back a year later when yesterday's price ain't today's price, talking about, well, this is how much. Well, that was a year ago when I talked to you or sent you that. So, yeah, there are templates for everything. I always go all the way around when I answer questions. Hey, the Dream Warehouse. All right. Yes, there's that Facebook group again. Krista has put it in there for you guys again. All right. So Rochelle Holmes says, do your houses do a daily count on all prescriptions or just controlled substances? We only do a daily count on controlled substances. We have to do that at the change of every shift. Controlled substances are locked away separate. And then when you're changing shift, you do a passover, you tell anything going on, and then y'all sit there and y'all do a count to make sure that medication. Because what we not going to have is somebody coming down on us because there's some controlled meds missing. So yeah, so we don't count all the meds because with my clients, somebody called me. I hope y'all can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat, please, if y'all can hear me. I hope it didn't cut my sound off. They didn't call me from like a phone number because my phone is on Do Not Disturb. They called me from like Instagram or something. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me so I can know. Because I don't want to be running my mouth and y'all talking about, we can't hear you. Oh, okay. Nurse Gross Derek said they can hear me. Okay, good. All right. So let's see. I hope I answered your question, Rochelle Holmes. Hey, LT Lewis. Oh, you're welcome, Beauty Pre. Big Duke said, I will remember you. Hey, Janine. All right. Okay, so we don't have no more questions in the chat. I'm just gonna go in here and go through. You definitely want to have application for employees. You want to have contracts. If you have any contractors, you do want to have contracts, independent contract agreements. Make sure, don't let people work in your business without having something signed. Even if it's family, y'all, have something signed because you want to cover yourself just in case. And I know some people, they never, no, people do. People do it every day. Trust and believe. Situation change, mind shift changes. Sometimes people, people close to you will start seeing, well, dang, she making this much money and this is what I'm getting paid. People will pull a you know what I mean? Have stuff signed. Make your family members sign a contract. Make them sign do an application because you should have that on file anyway, especially if you're a regulated home. But yeah, if you have a partner, have a partnership agreement. Do that because you want to cover yourself. And it's not to be like, I got this thing. It's to say we respect each other enough to where when we sign this agreement, this is what we're going to abide to. And things might change over the years. You might want to switch up, but have something in writing. Don't just go off of, that's my husband. Your husband might switch up on you. Have something signed. That's my sister. My sister would never. Your sister see them checks coming in, she might. Just to be on the up and up. And tell your family when you bring them in. You know what? This is a business. We want to be in the business mindset. So let's get some contracts down. Let's get something in writing to say what everybody's going to get, what we're going to do. This is how we're going to handle things. Have an operating agreement. Even if, you're the business owner. If there are people functioning within your business that you're making promises to, get it in writing. Get it in writing. All right. Man. Okay, so. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Rochelle Holmes. I'm glad I can answer that question. So LJ says, how do I get human rights policy for the state of Virginia? Human rights policies for the state of Virginia, you need to go to the Virginia regulatory agency. I can't remember if it's Rochelle Holmes, help me out. What is the Virginia, Tina, what's the Virginia regulating agency? I can't remember if it's Department of Health Services. I can't remember right now. So y'all help me out, because they are located in Virginia. Hey, from California. All right now. All right. So I'm gonna wait for them to help me out with that information, because I can't remember. Let's see. Incident reports. Make sure you have your financials together. So you want to do things like a profit and loss. You want to have things like, and it doesn't have to be paperwork per se, but you need to have that. You need to have profit and loss. You need to have a balance sheet. You need to have all of that. And if you don't know how to do that, you need to seek help on somebody that does. QuickBooks is a good option once you get to once you like get so much. Like if you start doing like, I'll say $2 million in a year, then you may want to move up from QuickBooks. Okay? But things like that, you need to have your business like functioning right. And a spreadsheet, unless you're really, really good at Excel docs or spreadsheets, you're going to mess up. So get you some software that will help you do that. So kind of paperwork, but software too. Hey, Mother Trucker. Hey, Tony. All right. So make sure you keep your receipts. Make sure you invoice people and that you keep invoices. Like the rent that I get from my clients, I invoice them and I give them a receipt when they pay rent. I actually, one time, just recently had a husband come up. I guess he had to prove to the state that he was paying her rent. I had to pull and give him copies of the receipt. So keep things like that. So you have documentation. You don't want to be accepting money. Keep all your EOBs. EOBs are explanation of benefits from the insurance company. That's paperwork. File that stuff away. When you get a check, it should have an explanation on why you're getting paid. You need to keep track of that. And do it in an organized way. Don't just throw it in the junk drawer. Keep track of your receipts. Those are write-offs. That's the type of paperwork you need to be holding on to. Okay? You need to have a file for each client with paperwork in it. This is when this client came here. This is their health, their history. These are their doctor appointments. This is what happened on their doctor appointment. This is their next appointment. When they go out to an appointment, I have paperwork. I have a document that tells what they're going to the appointment for. It also has like a sheet with all their medications. So when they go in, just in case if something changed, the doctor has their medication list. And then they have a spot where the nurse can sign, and she can always put if they have a follow-up appointment. Paperwork. You need to be organized. You don't want to just be going to a doctor's appointment with nothing, and the people come back and they like, well, how was your doctor's appointment? Oh, I was good. What happened? The doctor just told me to take showers twice a day. And then you find out the person got cancer or something, and they, so always be thorough on your end, because your clients and their family can tell you anything. You want to be thorough on your end. Okay? Hey, Jess. Hey, it's Lauren. Y'all coming in here. Hey, Sakotu. Hey, Miss Sabrina. Miss Sabrina. I'm a Barbie girl. Miss Sabrina. I told Miss Sabrina she the black Barbie. All right, y'all got any more questions for me? You also want to keep, I'm going over paperwork tonight. So different types of paperwork that you need to have and that you need to hold on to. So you need to have things like keep track of when you get inspections, if you have any housework done, if you get a permit, things like that you need to hold on to. You need to have copies of your insurance. It needs to be in your vehicles if you're transporting clients. You also need to have a copy of your liability insurance, because if you're running a business in a home, you need to have some liability insurance. What did I tell y'all at the beginning of the call? People will sue you. People out here in these streets is suing. Not to get what they suing for, just to get a settlement. People will sue you for $300,000, and then you be like, well, they'll come and say, well, if you give me $50,000, I'll take it. And then you say, well, no, how about 10? Then they say 10. Then they go to their lawyer. Well, no, we want 40. And then you go, well, what about 12? And then they be like, no. And then you be like, look, last offer, 15. Sold. That's how life is right now. Look. So you gotta have insurance, because insurance, liability insurance and things like that will assist you. If somebody fall in your house or hurt themselves. I had a client, somebody fell down the steps in their house and then tried to blame it on them. Well, came back, the client was intoxicated and they fell. So, but what if they wouldn't have been intoxicated? You need to have liability insurance. Do not open your business without having insurance. You don't want to do that. All right. And then, of course, marketing material, paper. You want to have paper and you want to be electronic. You want to have marketing material to give people. And then last but not least, you want to keep documentation of your certifications, your different credentials. You want to have paper copies in a file somewhere of your CPR, your first aid, your food handler, your, any other classes you took, CPI training, which is like crisis prevention. These are the type of things that you want to have a file of. Even if you do an electronic file, you still want to have a file. Yes, visit summaries. You do want to have a paper at your door to say who is coming inside of your home and when they came and when they left. You need to keep track of that. I have cameras in all of my homes, but I still have a paper thing to say who came in and who left. So you need to keep track of that. When your clients leave to go out with their families, they need to sign out. You need to have that documentation. They left me at 7:05. So if they did this at 9 o'clock, they wasn't here. Cover yourself. Okay? Lewis says, do you have to pay taxes on the payments that you receive for each client? Yeah. It's income. So of course I do. Yeah. So yeah, any money that comes in, I have to pay. I mean, not to say I have to pay each time, but it is a part of income for my business. So yes, ultimately, in some shape, form, or fashion, I gotta pay. And Derek says, is there paperwork for taking clients on a field trip? Yes, you actually want them to sign a release when they first come in to say, we go on field trips. You don't want to have to make them do it every time, but we go on field trips and agree to it. And it covers you. So yeah, so you do want to have something in your initial packet, your admission packet. Okay? Roman Kasinger, how you doing? That's a new name. It's Lauren says, is getting the state to pay for their stay is the best way? I mean, it's the best way for me. Some people do private pay. I'm not going to say it's the best way. It's the best way for me. It's just going to depend on what type of home you do and where you're located. I do behavioral health, so I don't want to be chasing mentally ill clients for money. If you were doing a senior home, it may be easier just to get the money from the client because the state is not going to pay you as much as that client's family or them are going to pay you. Okay, so it depends. There's no really best way for, in whole. It's the best way for you and what type of home you're doing. Hey, Braids by Zuri. Hey, Rashawn. All right, so Rochelle Holmes said, Virginia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmentally Disabilities also will point in the direction for everything. There you go. Hey, Jerry Deals. So, yeah, that person in Virginia, Rochelle Holmes just gave you the sauce. Spicy. Hey, Tina. Tina, why you keep putting S's in here? For sauce? All right, guys. So I'm about to get off. Let me just let you guys know. We still do have a few seats. I stopped selling seats, but she told me there were like a couple of seats left. I guess a couple of people bagged out of the brunch. So there's a couple of seats left for the Arizona brunch. So if you're interested in attending the brunch, just DM me brunch. And I will get the link out to you. Also, too, if you have not joined the Group Home Millionaires page, the link is within the comments. Krista posted the link, so you can go in and join that page. And then also, too, make sure if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, it is right down there at the bottom. You can click on that link and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. And that way you guys can get all the secret sauce. I'm on sauce tonight. Sauce. All right, so let me look. Tina says, do you stack services with community have? Not in Arizona. I do not. In some states, you can do that. In Arizona, you cannot. They call it double dipping. People try to do it, but a lot of people have gotten caught. I know y'all may have heard in the news, there's a lot of Medicaid fraud in Arizona going on. Stacking and doing things you're not supposed to. So I don't stack anything. I only do what I'm supposed to do because I want to stay in business. All right. And then, Tina said it was her keypad. I was like, why do you keep typing S's? She want me to do this. Sauce. Nah. Hey, Tristan. Let's see. Oh, and Krista posted the link to the brunch. So like I said, if you're interested in attending the brunch, which is this Saturday, yeah, you can click on that link. She just posted the Group Home Millionaires. Krista, you the bomb, girl. She just posted the Group Home Millionaires. So if you're interested in joining our private Facebook group, you can do that also. All right, you guys. I enjoyed my time with you. Make sure you remember your wins for this week. So when we come back next Wednesday, we can review our wins for the week. And then, y'all know what I always say at the end of everything. Be a blessing to someone else. Bye. This lady was trying to teach that, so that is good to know. Okay. All right, you guys. Have a good night.